Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob, and welcome back to episode number 10 of the Houston Astros franchise, here on MLB The Show 20. Now today's episode is going to be a little different, as this is going to be a live commentary because we'll be taking a look back at the month of April to see what has happened with the team, how the team's been doing, and all that good stuff, as well as what's been happening around the league. Now the Astros so far sit at 11-19 on the season. Now, I didn't say you're Astros. I know some of y'all might not be Astros fans. Personally, I'm not an Astros fan. I'm actually a Washington Nationals fan. So that made this past World Series all the greater now that whatever happened in the offseason happened. But I digress. That's not what this episode is about. The Astros sit at 11-19 to start off the season. We're taking a look at the season, the April month so far. Not what you expected out of the Astros, 11-19, maybe 19-11, but definitely not 11-19. This is a team you kind of expect to see sitting at the top of the division, regardless of what happened. AAA team not doing much better. They're sitting at 6-14, which is ouch. I mean, we got a couple players down in AAA. We hope can do something and hopefully make the majors soon. And then AA though is doing really well. They're doing 14-5. So AAA and majors not doing the best. AA, they're kind of killing it right now. First thing we'll take a look at is the standings. Let's see what's been going on in the league. Start with the AL West. Actually, we'll go to the AL East first. We'll start from East and then go all the way through. So in the AL East, the Red Sox sit at 25-8 atop of the division. Yankees 20-11. Rays 16-16. Orioles 12-18. Then the Blue Jays at the bottom at 10-21. In the Central, it's actually the Chicago White Sox leading the way in the Central. The Indians sitting all the way at the bottom at 12-21. Usually you see you'd think you'd see the Tigers sitting down there, but they're 12-18. Not a good start at all for the Indians. The White Sox 20-11. They've had some pretty good pitching so far, and that's what's keeping them in this one. Royals 19-11, Twins 18-13. And then now the West that we're predominantly focused on, the Athletics and the Angels sit atop 17-15 and then 16-14 apiece. Nobody's really dominating this division. Everybody's kind of floating around 500 at the top. Rangers 14-16. We're sitting at 11-19, 5 games back. And the Mariners just an awful 9-23 to start the season. That's actually our next opponent. So hopefully we can sweep that team and that can boost our record. Wild card, I'm not really going to take a look at it yet. Not really important. In the National League, the Mets sit atop of the NL East 20-10. The Nationals defending champs 19-10. Braves 15-18. Phillies 12-19. Marlins 10-20. I guess it's kind of surprising the Mets sit at the top. The Braves are only 15-18. National League Central, Brewers 20-10 at the top, followed by the Reds at 19-11. The Cardinals 19-12. The Cubs only 13-18, and the Pirates 11-20. It is early in the season, so you can't really think too much of the standings, but it's interesting to see where teams sit after 1 month. And then National League West, the Dodgers 20-10, the Diamondbacks 18-12, the Giants 13-18, followed the Padres 12-18, and the Rockies sitting at 9-20, the bottom team in the National League. So next thing we'll take a look, we're going to look at the player stats, start with our team, start with the position players. I'm going to organize them by OPS. So sitting at the top is George Springer. He's had a very solid start to his season. He's hitting .345, 4 homers, 20 RBIs. Been very impressed with George Springer so far. He might be, he's a free agent after this year, so he's definitely making a case in his contract year to show up and get paid this offseason. As at the age of 30, he's in line for a big-time contract. Next is, surprisingly, Martin Maldonado. He's hitting .333 to start off his year. 5 homers and 12 RBIs. We've seen him kind of bounce all around the lineup. I mean, he started off the season as a platoon catcher with Drew Stubbs, but thanks to Martin Maldonado killing it and Drew Stubbs not doing so well before going on IL, Martin Maldonado is kind of taking over that everyday catcher position. We've seen him hit first, we've seen him hit third, we've seen him hit in the bottom of the lineup. Martin Maldonado has been all over the lineup as Johnny Cook just wants to get him involved somehow. I mean, when you're starting off the season hitting .333, the second highest OPS on the team, the second highest batting average, you want to get him involved any way you can. Next up, Alex Bregman, only hitting .250 on the season, but I mean, he's been just unleashing power on the league across 9 home runs, 20 RBIs. Alex Bregman's bat has just been sending the ball miles as he's towards the top of the American League in home runs. We'll take a look at in a minute. Next up, Yordan Alvarez, .264. He averaged 7 homers, 19 RBIs, the 2019 Rookie of the Year in the American League. Off to a very solid start, trying to build off that rookie season. And we have Jose Altuve, who's sitting at 252 average. Started to pick up the bat. I mean, we saw at the beginning of the month he was dipping below the 200s. It's not something you expect out of the former MVP, regardless if he should have got it or not, but that's obviously a different topic. 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. His bat's starting to pick up recently. Then we got Carlos Correa, who's hitting 265. He was very dominant. I think he was hovering around 300 at the beginning of the month, so his bat's taking a little bit of a hit, but 3 home runs, 16 RBIs. He's doing a pretty solid job at the shortstop position. Next would be Alemis Diaz, who's been a very solid utility player, only hitting 231, but he's had 2 home runs and 26 at-bats. He's kind of the all-over the infield kind of guy, second, third, shortstop, just a minute infielder off the bench. He's been very solid off the bench, I would say. I've been very happy with what I've seen off him off the bench. Right field, we got Josh Reddick hitting 264, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. He's been very serviceable. His bat has cooled off as it was at the start of the season. I think we also got a decision on him after this year. He's a free agent after this year as well. So we have a couple of free agents after this year we need to take a look at. Josh Reddick getting a little older. He's hoping to put up a solid season to build off last year and make a case for another contract this offseason. Next up, Michael Brantley, the former All-Star. It's not really been at All-Star potential. I mean, he's had a lot of days off. Johnny Cook just not liking the way he's been hitting the ball recently. He did start off the year as a leadoff. We have seen him hit leadoff recently, but only 241 average. An OBP of 303 is just not going to cut it for the leadoff. Only 2 homers, 9 RBIs. I think he is also a free agent after this year. So yeah, we got a lot of outfield free agents. He's trying to make his case. Springer's making his case, and Josh Reddick. So all 3 of the starting outfielders are free agents after this year. I don't know if we're going to be able to bring all of them back, especially Michael Brantley's, because Kyle Tucker is sitting in the wings, who we'll get to in a second, but Michael Brantley trying to make a case going into this offseason. Next up, we have Yuli Gurriel, who's on a cold streak right now, only hitting 217. He's had a couple of big hits we've seen, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. But, I mean, he's had a very up and down April. He started off I think he was like the last guy on the team to get a hit. And in the middle of April, he was like crushing the baseball. And then now at the end of April, he's not hitting the baseball at all. So he's had a very up and down season. Very good contact versus righty. One thing I did find interesting about him is if you look at his quirks, it says he is better as a platoon guy. I guess that's something to look at in the future. I mean, he is 35, so I don't really know how much is left future-wise for him. He could retire up this offseason, who knows? But I thought that was very interesting. Obviously, his better days. He got a lot of weird quirks about him. That's one thing I noticed about Yuli, and hopefully we can maximize those quirks. Next is Miles Straw. We get to more of the bench players. We got a lot of bench players who aren't hitting that well. Miles Straw, 222 on the season. He's a 68 beat potential, so we hope he can come into his own. He's got great speed at 96. For some reason, 16 stealing. That's so weird. I wish he could be just a good stealing guy and just dominate the top of the lineup and get a bunch of stolen bases. But I don't know. But he's only 25, so he's got a lot of chances to improve. That brings us to Kyle Tucker, who I just hit on earlier. Only hitting 130. I mean, OPS 416. He's not gotten a single RBI or home run. 23 at bats. He's also got some speed. But that potential, only 23 left-handed bat. I want him to be the left fielder of the future, but if he's going to hit 130 in the majors, I don't know. Might send him down to AAA just to, not completely just kill his momentum, kill his potential, all that good stuff. So Kyle Tucker, very interesting. We really hope he can turn that around. Garrett Stubbs, we saw put on the IL, not off to a good start. He was supposed to be a platoon catcher against right-handed pitchers, but he has not lived up to that. And then he went on the DH. And then Lorenzo Quintana, we called up to be the backup catcher, only hitting 071. So that's for the position players. And we're going to go to the pitchers. I'm going to do it by innings pitched just so I can run down everybody. Zach Greinke pitched the most innings so far with 44 2/3. Had a very solid 2.82 ERA, 3-2. He's had a couple of complete games. Very solid, Zach Greinke. And then our number 1, Justin Verlander, win-loss 2-3, but he's got a 2.29 ERA through 39s and 3rd innings pitched, striking out people at an amazing rate still. I mean, he is a former defending Cy Young winner. But one thing that worries me about these guys being at the top is Zach Greinke, 36 years old. Justin Verlander, 37 years old. So both these guys could retire after this season. And that's something we got to be prepared for pitching wise. And, we got a couple young guys, but we'll see if they're ready. Lance McCullers has the next innings. He's 478. He's off to a really solid couple of starts, but his recent starts have left a lot to be desired. But, he's still got some time. He is 26 years old, beat potential 81, so I'm not giving up anywhere soon on Lance McCullers. Next up, Jose Urquidy. I hope I said that right. He's pitched 31 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's been the 5-man in the rotation. Kind of took over that spot for Homer Bailey. I've been very impressed. 3.13 ERA, a very young, got a solid potential. 24 years of age, a potential 72 overall. The fact that he's doing so good so far is really well. His whip's a little high. Hopefully he can get that down a little bit more. I've been very happy with Jose Urquidy. Hopefully he can fill one of those spots and just be a solid rotational man, and then maybe even end up being, a number 1, number 2, number 3 guy. So I'm very happy with what I've seen out of him so far. Homer Bailey, he was supposed to be the 5th guy before the season started. He's not done so well. We acquired him at the end of spring training from the Twins to be that 5th man. He's been moved to the bullpen, as we saw in the last game against Astros. He's not done that great of a job. 6.75 ERA. He has not picked up a win. He actually got the loss in that Diamondbacks games we've seen. So, I don't know. He's a free agent out this year. He just might be a 1-year rental kind of guy. Hopefully he can turn it around. Then we got Josh James. 9 ERA. Just not doing good at all. I mean, his overall is being affected. He's a potential. He's 27 already. I don't know if he'll ever be that bona fide stud like his potential says he will, but I think he will get better. Might have to spend some time in AAA. I'm really thinking about sending him down. He could be down in AAA by the time next episode, but because there's one thing I'm going to go to AAA real quick is Rogelio Armenteros would be the top guy. He's one of our top prospects. He's at a decent AAA. He's actually making a start on the next day I send him, so that when we see the Seattle game, he'll also be making a start that day. And if he kind of dominates, I might call him up just to fill and send Josh James down. If he doesn't, he might still get called up, but Rogelio is somebody I would take a look at soon. But back to the majors, Framber Valdez is next, a reliever. Not doing a good job. He's young though. He's actually not really that young, 26. But he's a lefty in the pen. Hopefully he can turn his season around. Brad Peacock had a rough opening day, but he's gotten his ERA back down to 3.52. Then we have Chris Davinsky, not solid so far, 7.90 ERA. Another guy we hope can turn his season around. Hopefully, a good thing is morale's not being affected, but I see potential 72. We want him in the pen. A lot of these pen guys just not doing so good. Justin Farrell, another one, a 10 ERA. He might have to get sent down soon, but we just need help in the bullpen. We need pitching help, and if that means we have to trade for somebody, if that means we need to sign somebody, if that means we need to, shuffle up the development levels, then we'll see what we got to do. But we need to fix this pitching. Presley, 4.50 ERA, another one. He's only pitched 6 innings. And then our dominant closer, Osuna, he's only pitched 5 2/3. He just hasn't had a lot of chance to close, so we're not winning games. That stinks because he's a dominant closer. Look at that. 99 break, 91 velocity. This guy is a dominant closer. I want to be able to take advantage of him, only 25 years old. Hopefully we can just get more games where we have closer, situations. Joe Smith, another guy, 2 1/3 innings pitched, not really done much so far. So that's it for the team stats. We're gonna go to player ranking or team rankings now. Batting average, we'll take a look at a couple of these. Like batting average, we're sitting at 24th, only hitting 251 on the season, so it's got a little better, but obviously we shouldn't be 24th. Runs, we're not scoring as many runs. I think we sit in about 17th, 134. Home run ball, I think we've been doing a pretty solid job of hitting the home run ball. We're actually sitting about league average right in the middle. 41 home runs on the season. Bregman, Alvarez, Altuve leading us in that regard. Next up would be ERA. So we're going to switch to the pitching side. I want to take a look at the ERA. Where's ERA? Here it is. We sit at 23rd, 4.75 team ERA. That's just not acceptable, especially when Verlander and Greinke both got sub 3 ERA. So we got a couple guys who are just like ballooning this, and we need to fix that situation. Runs allowed, I want to take a look at next. We sit 22nd with 154 runs allowed. Home runs allowed, this is also another big spot. Take a look at this. 29th, 55 home runs allowed. We're just allowing too many long balls, and that's not us hurting our ERA. That's hurting our chances to win. We need to cut down that total. 29th, 55. Only the Giants have allowed more home runs than us. That's not good. Win percentage will be the last one. We sit at 24th in the league with a 367 win percentage. And since we don't have a top 2 draft picks next year, there's no point in tanking. So we need to be good because we're not going to get a high draft pick anyway thanks to the sanctions. Next, we'll go to league leaders. We'll kind of run through league leaders real quick. American League batting average, Mike Trout, 408, hitting over 400. If you play MLB The Show, you know he wins a lot of MVPs. So he's putting up another one of those seasons. Hits, Jose Iglesias leads the way with hits out in Baltimore. At bats, JD Martinez has the most at bats. Doubles is Trout with 12. Triples, got a couple guys with 3. Whit Merrifield, Tasker, Hernandez, and G-Man Choi. The man with 20 speed has 3 triples so far in the year. That's more than he's had so far in his season combined between a couple of seasons. So that's kind of funny to see. Home runs, Franville Reyes has 14 for Cleveland, followed by Trout with 13. RBIs, Trout has 34. Runs, Hunter Dozier crosses the plate the most for Kansas City. Stolen bases, Alberto Mondesi, 10 stolen bases, got 94 speed, 99 stealing. That's a menace on the base pass. Walks, a lot of both White Sox at the top, Edwin Encarnacion, Yasmani Grandal. On base percentage, Todd Frazier. Slugging, Mike Trout, 922 slugging. OPS, Mike Trout, we got a couple guys over 1,000. Mike Trout, 1.410. Todd Frazier also has a solid one, followed by Franmil Reyes, Brian Goodwin, a couple of Angels at the top. Wins, Lucas Giolito, we're going to the pitching side. Lucas Giolito has the most wins, so that's good. Him and Garrett Cole, a former Astro, wish he was still on the team right now, have the most wins. Losses, Dallas Keuchel, a couple others. Saves, Brandon Workman, the Workman out in Boston, getting a lot of saves so far. ERA, Lucas Giolito, so the former Nationals, prize prospect who's out in Chicago now, finally turning into that solid guy. I mean, he had a good year last year, but it's good to see Lucas Giolito doing a lot, especially being a Nationals fan. Home runs allowed, got a couple guys with 2, shutouts, Paxton, strikeouts, Chris Sale leads the way with 69 strikeouts, Lucas Giolito right behind him with 67. A couple guys with 2 complete games, including our Zach Greinke. Innings pitched, Giolito and Carrasco are the workhorses right now. Walks allowed, we lead Jose Kid, he's only allowed 5 walks so far, so good for him. A whip, Wade LeBlanc, the only guy under 1 for starting pitchers. And pitching WAR, Chris Sale leads the way at 1.7, along with Lucas Giolito. Batting WAR, Mike Trout 3. I mean, did you expect anybody else here? We're going to go to the National League now. Kurt Suzuki leads the way for the National League. Catcher out of Washington, 387. Hits, Lorenzo Cain and Ozzie Albies both got 42. At bats, doubles, Javier Baez leads the way with 12. Triples, Tommy Edman leads all the majors so far with 4. Home runs, Josh Bell leads the way in Pittsburgh with 12. RBIs, Eugenio Suarez with 27 already. Jeez. Runs, Cody Bellinger. Stolen bases, Billy Hamilton, 14, not really surprising. Walks, Mac Muncy getting on base a lot through the walks. A couple Brewers at the top of on base percentage. Slugging is Yoenis Cespedes out in New York Mets with a 718 slugging. OPS, he also leads away with 1155. Justin Smoke and a couple of Brewers right behind him. Wins, David Price has got 5. The former Red Sox looks like he's kind of turning his career around in Los Angeles. Losses, Steven Strasburg, and a couple who don't have a loss yet. Saves, Pedro Strop out in Cincinnati. He's got 14 saves already. He's not even their closer, but I guess he's being slotted in the closer position. ERA, Anthony Desclafani with a 103 ERA. I mean, wow, that's really good. Home runs, got a couple who've only given out 1, including a couple Nationals. Shutouts, DeGrom and Clayton Kershaw got 2. Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer, that 1-2 punch out in Washington, leading the majors in strikeouts, 61 and 56 respectively. My mouth's getting a little dry. League games, Kershaw's got 3. Innings pitched, Cueto's the man out in San Francisco. Walks allowed, Quintana's got 4. Whip, Anthony, again, .89 whip. And then pitching WAR, Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Anthony Desclafani lead the way. Batting WAR, Ozzie Albies with a 2.2, only guy above 2. And then that is up for the team, or the league leaders. Next, I want to take a look at a couple of injury list guys. Let's go to the Rays. Just take a look at the big ones. Kevin Kiermaier is already out for the season for the Rays. That's a big blow for them. He's missing the rest of this year. He only played in 12 games, hit 250. Already had 4 dingers, so that's kind of a blow for the Rays to lose your starting center fielder like that. The Tigers, who nobody really expected to get anyway, they're now without Nico Goodrum, who was doing really well before he went out with torn Achilles tendon, 342 average. So that stinks for them as well. Looks like they're not going to be as good at all, which is even more surprising that the Indians are behind them. I'm confident they'll get it turned around. And the last guy I would take a look at is Texas, just because he is in our division. Luis Garcia, we won't see him at all this year after a torn rotator cuff. Now, last thing I want to touch on is I mentioned, our bullpen, we need to fix it. If you go to the trade block, there are a couple guys to take a look at. Josh Bell, tearing the cover all the baseball. He's on the trade block. That'll be something to watch this season. But Adam Ottavino is a guy we could take a look at. 80 overall B potential. He's had a 3 ERA so far, doing not that bad for Yankees. I don't know how much they'd be willing to trade him since they are in playoff contention. He is also on contract for next year too, so I don't know how fast he will regress, but that's an option. Oliver Drake in Tampa is another option. A righty, he's on a 1-year deal. Then we also have team control for him for a couple years. So Oliver Drake's another guy we could take a look at. 284 ERA, he's doing really well so far for the Tampa Bay Rays. And the last guy is Jake Diekman out in Oakland. I don't know if I want to make a trade with the division rival, but he's a lefty, 75 C potential, not as good as the others. He is a free agent after next year. He's on a 4-year salary. So those are a couple of options. I'm not going to make any trades yet. I don't want to jump the gun and trade some people already. But that's all I think I really have for you guys. That's it for the month of May. The next episode, we'll take a look at a series at Seattle and then a series at Kansas City. So you'll see some new teams in the next episode. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. That really helps me out. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Y'all have a great rest of your day.